Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today for Studio 512. Bold ideas and local designers hit the runway this coming weekend, May 8th through 10th. Oh gosh, that's not even this weekend, is it? It's the middle of the week.
It is.
It is the middle of the week. I haven't had enough caffeine already this morning, everybody. Okay, during Austin Fashion Week. Matt Swinney is the founder of AFW. We're so proud to have him in the studio now in its 17th year, and he's here to tell us a little bit more about what to expect. So Matt, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I know you work hard all year long because you have developed fashion weeks in other big Texas cities.
We have.
But of course, we love Austin the most. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the event and anything that's new this year?
Yeah, so 17 years. It's wild. We started in 2009. So it's 3 big days of events, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this weekend, 5 huge runway shows. We have north of 100 designers showing this season. It's literally our largest group of designer lineup ever. And like 90% of those are from right here in Austin. So
that is so cool. And I know we have the talent because every once in a while you'll turn on a Project Runway or something like that and the person will say, I'm from Austin, Texas.
Yeah, and that's kind of the whole point. Like our whole point was that we wanted everybody from here to feel like this is home, that there's an industry for them, and that they can stay here. I often call it the Kendra Scott effect. You know, once Kendra decided to build her brand here, she proved that fashion can work in Austin, and we just kind of piggyback along that.
Oh, I like that idea. Okay, let's talk about how this schedule works because as you said, it starts on Thursday. I'm sorry, everybody, for my brain not working quite right when I was introducing this segment. Starts on Thursday, but there are a couple of really fun events along the way.
Yeah, so Thursday night is a show at the ACC Fashion Incubator. Thursday night, Friday night, we have a Black Designer Showcase. Saturday, we start in the afternoon with Sustain with Goodwill. That's actually what we're going to talk about mostly today. And then we have an Emerging Designer Showcase and then one called Launch 787 to finish it off. That's a lot of our kind of big name local Austin designers.
So cool. Okay, so I'm glad you brought up the goodwill and sustainability because as you said, that is what we're going to focus on today. What's the challenge that you gave designers?
Yeah, so first time we've ever worked with Goodwill and it has been amazing. Like I'm so excited about this partnership. So designers, we have designers and stylists actually. We have about 30 of them that went into the Goodwill warehouse and just started picking items and they're upcycling everything.
Wow.
So the show itself will be about 130 total looks walking down the runway, all upcycled from existing fabrics, shower curtains, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Wow, okay, I start to think about like the unconventional materials
You're going to see a little bit of that in a second.
Yeah, absolutely. But also so important to talk about.
Yep.
I'm really glad that you guys are bringing awareness to this because I think a lot of us are kind of cottoning on to like the fact that fast fashion is creating a lot of waste.
Yeah, this is all handmade by local Austin designers and stylists. And so, you know, utilizing fabrics that already exist and things that you threw away from your closet. So we hope that it inspires you as you grab something out of your closet instead of either donate it and it ends up here, or if you don't donate it, like do something else with it. Do something fun.
Or shop at Goodwill. I mean, you might find your next brand new favorite thing. All right, I'm gonna have you come to me just a little bit because we're gonna bring out Ether designers, and this is Camille, and Camille looks fantastic. First of all, can you talk to me first of all about a little bit about Ether, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, so this is Alexandra Descant is the designer, and she talks a lot about vulnerability.
Wearing her heart on her
literally wearing her heart
chest.
on her chest. So again, this is all. So this is a menswear piece, like a suiting shirt, like almost like a tuxedo shirt. That she has upcycled and created even from the back, like if Camille turns around.
Let's see it, Camille.
So
it's a
she's
fun
opened a big
little
keyhole and cut out. Right, exactly. So all of this, again, is sourced from Goodwill. And then just turned into this super high fashion piece.
I really hope that also the styling for Camille's hair has come from Goodwill.
I joked that normally I can stand next to Camille and not feel super short, but not today. Not today.
She looks like an absolute queen. Okay, Camille, thank you so much. Next is Misha, and it's redo style, but we've spelled it kind of in a Cajun French way.
That's right. Redeux, like duh. But Misha here, so Sarah Tarasinski is the designer here, and this is actually amazing talking about, so this is almost entirely from a quilt, an old vintage quilt, but then she found like a Queen band shirt that she, kind of patched onto it. All of this is from like men's golf shirts. like silk scarves. These sleeves are amazing.
The sleeves are to die for because she can be so elegant with them.
And I talked about a shower curtain, the bow in the back, and this like train. This is from an old shower curtain.
No way! I have to feel it. It actually feels so soft and velvety.
I know. I'm like, when did they make shower curtains like this? Like the 70s,
I'd
probably.
Like one for
and it's
my
amazing.
house.
I know.
Yeah, but I think it's really cool to honor because also. My mom just finished a quilt, y'all, and it took her like 2.5 years.
Right.
Like, quilts are a lot of work, so what a wonderful way to honor somebody else's effort.
Yep, absolutely.
And still repurpose it into something brand new. That is a really cool look. All right, Misha, thank you so much. Next is something slightly different. It's a bead in time with Gandonnet.
Yeah, so Dale Ellison is the designer here. So the jewelry is what you're looking at. And if y'all can tell, I'm sorry, Gandonnet, I'm going to get in here, but these are Scrabble pieces.
No.
Yeah, that she has hand painted. Like if you look closely, like
I can see a U.
Yeah, you can see them. And then like the circles are from like old curtain rods, and she took some like fabric from some clothing and like fashioned it into jewelry with wire. It's super, super creative, but the game board pieces I think are kind of like chef's kiss.
Absolutely. Gandonnet, if you wouldn't mind, hold your wrists up because those are some beautiful pieces.
You can see that, but like you can literally see the letters on that. Yeah, you can see it. So
and she's made it look like metal,
fun.
and everything's so
and she's hand beaded on the backs of them.
Customized nowadays.
Super cute.
What a cool idea. Yeah. Okay, Gandonnet, thank you so much. And last to show us is Prior Waist with Michaela.
Yeah, so Camden, the designer here, so she even turned it into her own brand. And she really focuses all the time on upcycling. Not every designer does. So for her, this probably wasn't even a challenge. This
is like just making a look.
Right, so she was going for kind of Avril Lavigne, skater boy kind of a thing.
And she
puts
nailed
her own branding.
it.
And literally every single piece, including shoes. So these shoes were sourced from Goodwill. She added the spikes to them. She did the handbag or the messenger bag to, put her own branding on it.
I love it.
It's amazing. I mean, she nailed the Avril Lavigne.
I think Avril would be really proud of this.
Right.
Oh, you look fabulous, Michaela. Okay, thank you so much. And just real quickly, Matt, if I can, let's talk tickets and badges because it's not just one big purchase now, unless you want it to be.
Yeah, you can. You can buy a badge for the whole weekend, and that's great. Or you can pick and choose your show that you want to come to. I always just tell people just Google Austin Fashion Week, and we'll be the first thing to pop up and buy your tickets and come hang out at the Domain. We're going to have stunningly beautiful weather. I know it doesn't feel like it today.
I know.
But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be gorgeous.
Shaping up to be really nice. Yeah. Okay, what cool ideas today, Matt. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Of course. Get tickets for individual events or an all-access badge by going to Texas.com and stay with us. This segment is sponsored by Affordable Debt Consolidation. NBC News reports that Americans are falling behind on credit card debt, unfortunately, and inflation continues to have a big impact on budgets. In fact, a survey from NerdWallet found that over 1/3 of people feel like they're going to be in credit card debt forever. So if you or someone you know is struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more in credit card debt and personal loans, Tim Wilkins with Affordable Debt Consolidation is here to help, and it's always good to see you, Tim.
Always good to see you.
Let's talk about the new year. It's 2024. This is when people start making resolutions.
They do, and debt and diet are the two big ones. They get through Christmas, everybody's getting their gift, and I'm having all the cookies I want. I'll deal with it on January 1st. And then those credit card bills start to come in. They look at their balances and they think, this is just unsustainable. The rates keep going up, which makes it more unsustainable. It's a perfect storm for so many people. And that burden of stress, if you're thinking about how do I detox my life and de-stress my life, getting rid of that debt, a lot of people are already getting calls and the different colored letters from their creditors. It's important to get out in front of this. And it's even more important, the younger you are, you want to get money invested. And you go, oh, it's only a 10% return. If you're paying 30% in interest, you're losing 40%. Yeah. Somewhere in there, you're not looking after your future because that money's going down a rabbit hole into the abyss of high interest debt.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are some options out there. And this is options for people who may only have a little debt, but maybe they haven't fallen behind yet, but they're on the verge. You want to talk to those people.
I really do, because the sooner you come to get help, the more options you have available to you. Like a debt consolidation loan, where in that instance you use our platform of lenders to find the best rate for you, the one you qualify for. You find a lower interest rate, put all your debt in there, and you lock in against future interest rate hikes, which is also a huge help because we've seen about 4 or 5 of them in the previous year. So that can be a relief. The next one is a credit counseling program that can do a lot of the same things but without a new loan. And then the next one for people who are really struggling, they look at this and say, okay, this is not only unsustainable, but I've got about 18 days if I don't make a phone call, the nasty letters and phone calls are going to start. That Texas Debt Relief Program that actually negotiates your principal balance, negotiates significant reductions in what you owe, which can be a huge relief for people who are really struggling. Their monthly payment their program payment can be less than half compared to just minimums, and they can often get out of debt in as little as 24 to 48 months.
That's pretty impressive. You brought some visual aid to show people today.
I love my graphs.
I mean, I have to say they're pretty impressive.
They really are. For people who are struggling, you lay those bills out every month to pay them, and you think, can we keep up with $2,000 in minimum payments? That's with $50,000 in credit card. That's our average right now. That debt consolidation loan could have you under $1,000 a month. Credit counseling could have you under $1,100. Both a huge relief for people putting out $2,000 and not paying down their debt. The Texas Debt Relief Program, you see, I talk about it being, that program payment being less than half compared to just minimums. That is a huge relief. Now, you want to talk about how much you'll pay off over time with that?
This is scary.
This is really scary. You want to talk about throwing interest away. You're not spending any more money. This is just the interest payments on what you owe. Over double that $50,000 over time.
Wow.
Debt consolidation and credit counseling, you see a nice relief there, just under $67,000 and under $64,000. That Texas Debt Relief Program could be less than what you owe today over time.
I think that's a mind-blowing concept.
It really is. Now, you want to talk about how long it could take to get out of that debt, just making minimums, again, not charging anything else, 20 plus years.
Wow.
You're looking at your payment, you're making a payment every month, and if it doesn't feel like it's going down, it's because it really isn't. Debt consolidation and credit counseling, 6 years and 5 years, again, a huge relief. But if you want to think about, I want to invest in my future or be able to save for a rainy day, 24 to 48 months could have you on the path to financial freedom. And if that's a resolution, you want the shortest path, that could be it for you if you qualify.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's also hard to stay the course for 20 years and not put a single other thing on that credit card. My goodness.
Well, that one might be maxed out like a lot of people are at the top of their limits. At that point, you can't get extra credit cards, and you're running out of resources to even pay your bills, which is why a lot of people are in this situation.
Absolutely.
They've been putting their living on a high-rated credit card, and it's just really starting to add up.
And there are millions of people who are dealing with this problem, so you are not alone. But if somebody is looking for help, maybe on the internet, or they're following ads that they're getting on Instagram, they need to be really wary.
You need to be wary. Those might not be even actual companies. They could just be marketing companies gathering your information, selling it to the highest bidder. Oftentimes, they're not licensed in Texas. We're very happy that not only are we licensed, we've been helping specifically Texans as a Texas-based company for over 20 years, over 2 decades, and we're very well reviewed on our website. And I'm really happy that we're 100% veteran-owned as a former Marine myself. But we always say we're Marines. I never know how that comes. It's very important the work that we've done and the people that we help. So reach out to someone you know or someone you can relate to.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing is that you just don't want people to wait any longer. Let's talk about how to get the conversation started.
Well, talk to one of our Texas debt specialists. Gather your bills up, call, and find out what your options are. Find out what's available to you, and think about your goals, and they'll help you walk through that process. But do it sooner rather than later because there's more options available to you.
We appreciate your time, Tim. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you are struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, get a free no-obligation phone or office consultation with a Texas debt specialist and ask about their $1,000 lowest fee guarantee. Call 800-816-1003 now or visit affordabledebtconsolidation.com/KXAN. This segment is sponsored by Affordable Debt Consolidation. Welcome back, everybody. Are you looking to get more involved and meet new and interesting people in our community? John Cooper created the local events Tiny Talks and Pitch a Friend, both of which are a lot of fun and very cool ideas. So he's joining us to tell us more. John, good morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. You said you're used to big crowds of people, so doing television is a little bit different today.
A little bit different, yeah.
A little bit different. If you wouldn't mind, let's start by talking about Tiny Talks and why you wanted to create this kind of program.
Yeah, so Tiny Talks is a quarterly event where we get about 8 to 10 Austin locals to come give short PowerPoint presentations on some kind of passion or experience they had. So, for example, we had somebody that was on Love is Blind talk about what it was like to be on the show.
So cool.
We had the director of animal care at the Austin Zoo talk about what goes on behind the scenes to take care of the animals.
Well, and it's a rescue zoo as well, so there's a lot of interesting pieces to what happens at the Austin Zoo.
Exactly. And then another good example is we had one of the two people that coined Keep Austin Weird back in 2000. It was this couple, and they told the story of how it first came out of their mouths and how it became a thing.
25 years later, it
25 years later.
Part of the fabric of this city.
Yeah,
you see
and she was super unknown. No one had sort of heard her perspective on the whole phrase. And so yeah, people super diverse, and think of it as just like TED Talks, but they're shorter and they're more fun.
And you do not reveal the lineup. I think this is key. You do not reveal the lineup before people show up. So they have no idea what they're going to hear about. You even track down, because you choose these people. It's by invitation only.
Yes.
The woman who found the 2,000-year-old Roman statue in a Goodwill? That is crazy. So she came and talked about accidentally finding a huge piece of history.
Yes, yeah.
In a thrift store.
Exactly. So any kind of weird, quirky story, just something to where, like, if you bumped into that person at a party, you might hear that story, and it would be captivating, but there's never been like a platform and a way for that story to kind of be shared. And so that's a big inspiration in terms of just like cool things to share, but more importantly, the event is also just a social event. The big reason I started this and my other event is I don't think we get enough cool opportunities to connect as adults and make friends. Yeah. And so my hope is that Tiny Talks is like a cool way that people can connect both with other attendees as well as with the speakers and just feel a little more connected to Austin. So.
Are they allowed to ask the speakers anything after their... No!
Great question. We're thinking about adding some kind of Q&A, but the presentations are timed and it's very much like a rapid fire format, but
it's good for our like shortened attention spans, but the ability to talk to someone afterwards and say, can you believe that?
Yes. They do hang out after the events.
Good. Yeah. I love to hear that. Okay, Pitch a Friend. I read what it's about. I am literally doing this because Yvonne, I'm coming for you. Okay, Pitch a Friend, talk to me about how it works.
Yeah, so Pitch a Friend is another PowerPoint-based event, but this one's very different. This one, we have people pitch their single friends to a crowd of singles in a 2 to 3 minute PowerPoint. They've been absurdly, Tiny Talks, we had 300 people. They're a little bit smaller compared to this. We had 700 people at an event in November.
Whoa!
Every single event has been oversubscribed. So it's just a place where people come and mix and mingle as singles, but also just for the fun, performative nature of seeing your friend get pitched to a bunch of people.
That's hilarious. Yeah. And you know that your friend's going to add a little extra zhuzh to it. So, I mean, it'd be a lot of fun to go see as a single person who is being pitched.
Yes.
But then also the ability to start meeting folks. Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Saw your PowerPoint presentation. You seem pretty cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. We've heard stories of different people that have been pitched. They got dozens of people followed up with them. So if you've got a single friend that you think should not be single, it's a great way to expedite getting to find their partner.
I'm obsessed with this idea, especially because I really hope that in time people look at this period and say, gosh, it was the hardest period to date because the overstimulation of online dating, giving you so many options, and yet really it's a struggle to find someone who's actually for you. Yep. And here you've dragged a bunch of single people together in one room, and conversations can fly. I'm into this. Okay, both of your groups have events coming up. So you said the first one was seasonal, Tiny Talks. So that's coming up on May 27th. I'm going to do a reverse chronological order, everybody. Sorry about that. But May 27th first. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, so this one will be at Assembly Hall in East Austin. It's our second event there, and we've got a few new things that we're trying out. We kind of keep it fresh every single time. So if you want to go see 8 to 10 Austin locals, give a little 6-minute PowerPoint, and also connect with other people, great chance.
That I think would be also, a good chance to meet somebody, or maybe even just a friend. A lot of people are moving to Austin and they have to restart their friend networks.
Exactly. Yeah. That was me a couple years ago, and that's why I'm doing this.
Exactly. So. Me too. Okay. And then pitch a friend an event on May 15th.
Yes. So this will be at the Austin Garden and Studio in Cahoots, which is also in East Austin. And if you want to potentially meet other singles or just come for the entertainment and watch presentations, and also if you want to sign up for future events, we're always looking for a new set of 10 to 12 people every single month. So
every single month. So
yes.
This one is not, quarter.
Yeah.
Every single month, that means you could meet a single. Okay, all right, I love it. These are such fun ideas. Keep doing what you're doing, John. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, learn more about these upcoming events and how you can get involved by checking out their website, tinytalks.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. As more couples reconsider traditional financial arrangements in marriage, Pamela Cotton, Vice President of Member Services at Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, is here to talk to us about why some folks may opt to keep their money separate and how to navigate any potential challenges. I'm feeling very seen, as Pam knows I did just get married, and this is something we're talking about. So Pam, why might couples consider maintaining separate finances after marriage?
Well, so you just got married, coming together, and I have to preface this with saying it's not for everybody. There are lots of choices, but you've had your financial independence. Maybe there's a little bit of a challenge doing that together. So maintaining that financial independence is a great way to start that. You each kind of maintain your own income, your own expenses, things like that, if that works for you, right? Simplified debt management. If you have the expense, if you incur it, then you're going to pay for it. So you just keep that separate.
What are some potential drawbacks of separate finances if we don't agree to do at least a little working together?
That's right. So the first thing we talk about, trust issues. Are you being upfront and honest? Are you being open? The one thing you could do, if you choose to do that, is just be transparent, showing each other what you have and how that's working with the household, right? So you don't have to worry about, are you hiding something? What are we doing with that? And then the communication barriers, again, being transparent, talking to each other, saying what works best for you. Is it a challenge for one more than it is the other? Just communicating to make sure that's working for you both. And then the complex long-term planning. If you're keeping everything separate, how are you planning for buying a home, having children, for retirement?
How can couples effectively manage shared expenses if they choose to keep their finances separate, but they want to put some things together?
Yeah, so when we talked about different options there, maybe you make proportional contributions. So if you make more money than I make, then you're going to put a little bit more into the household budget to make it fair, right? Or you do fixed contributions. You each agree, we're going to put X amount of dollars into the household budget to take care of our expenses, and that's where sometimes that problem could come into play. We got expense tracking apps, like on our mobile app we have the money management tool that actually helps you keep track of where you're spending money, and it'll actually help you with that. And then the joint saving goals. Work together, agree on what you're going to do. We talked about retirement. Do those things together.
Absolutely, and as life changes, of course, that budget's going to change. So you need to keep checking in. Okay.
Absolutely.
Good advice today, Pam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rosie.
To learn more about all of the services Austin Telco Federal Credit Union has to offer, visit atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Did you know this is Travel and Tourism Week? Do you need some help planning a summer getaway? We have our travel expert with us here today. It's Marika Flatt from Texas Lifestyle Magazine. She is joining us this morning to give us some advice, some which she has already experienced in person and some which she is gearing up to go do. So Marika, good morning.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Let's talk about Canada. We were talking about it off camera. We both love it, even though I've only gone once. You've gone to that Montreal cool little festival since I've seen you last. What do you want to tell us about Canada?
So Vancouver Island is an area that a lot of Texans, I feel like, have not explored that much. You have to fly into Vancouver and then basically either take a ferry or a seaplane to Vancouver Island.
Seaplane sounds cool.
I know. So Clayoquot Wilderness Lodge is known as a summer camp for adults.
Look at this.
This is something, Rosie, that people should maybe even save up for, for some time special, like an anniversary or something. They're only open from May through September. So I'm excited. I'm going to go experience it in early September. But basically, you can be as busy or as relaxed as you want to be at this place. So they have the white safari tents that you stay in. Some of them even have a view of the water right there.
That water looks gorgeous.
Oh, I know. They are situated in basically a wilderness preserve. And they've got everything from helitours to equestrian, hiking. You're there to see the wildlife, and they call it vitamin N for nature. So once you get there, things are basically all inclusive. Gourmet dining, premium
This
spirits,
is something to save up for. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm hearing the price tag. She's not saying it, but I'm hearing the price tag.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll be reporting back on Texas Lifestyle Mag.
Ooh,
on that.
I am jealous. Okay, this next one I'm going to be jealous of as well. Turks and Caicos.
Yes. So we hear about Turks and Caicos, but what is little known is that it's surrounded by tiny little islands. And so South Caicos is an island off of Turks and Caicos. We usually have to get to Miami, and then you can take a direct to South Caicos, or you can fly on to Turks and Caicos and then jump over. So this is where the Atlantic and the Caribbean meet.
Look at the blue water.
Oh,
It's wild.
pristine water. So, Rosie, what I'm so excited about is that this place is some of the best snorkeling this side of the Great Barrier Reef. So, if you don't want to have to go all the way to Australia
And
for amazing
encounter,
snorkeling,
great white sharks.
Right,
No big deal.
right.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
look how crystal clear it is.
Beautiful. So they have, luxury accommodations. They're running a special this summer that's 5 nights, and you can save over $5,000 if you book it. So again, gorgeous setting. You can be as active or as relaxed as you want to be.
Report back,
Will
Marika.
do. Will
Okay, Louisiana, you've just gotten back from.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love Louisiana. They're our neighbor, and Louisiana is filled with culture and amazing food and live music. And an area that we don't know as much about is called the Southeast Louisiana Gumbo Trail. It basically goes from Baton Rouge, which is the cosmopolitan city of it, to all these little small towns that are just so quaint.
Wow.
St. Francisville is one that is definitely worth checking out. It's a tiny town, but it's got a couple of great inns there. St. Francisville Inn, the Myrtles. They're building a brewery right downtown. They've got cute little pizza parlor. It's right on the Mississippi River. So for instance, at like St. Francisville Inn, you can just check out bikes and just ride through town and go down by the river. Nearby of St. Francisville is False River, which is actually a lake. It's a long story. But people have homes for rent around there, and they call them camps, kind of like up in the Northeast. So that is an area definitely worth checking out. You can easily drive over there too.
It looks like time slows down there, which I love the thought of for a vacation.
Yes.
Okay, in our last minute, we've got to hit our last two.
Okay.
Horseshoe Bay and up to Michigan.
Yes, Horseshoe Bay Resort, super close. Do it for a weekend. They've got a lot of specials going on. It's right on Lake LBJ, which is gorgeous. So rent a boat, just go and play at their safari park on the lake. That's an easy place to get to. Mackinac Island is in the Upper Peninsula.
Where you can't drive a car.
Exactly.
It has to be like horse and buggy,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
I've always wanted to go.
I know. The Grand Hotel, I'm going to check that out in July. I have been wanting to visit this place for like 5 years. So what I just learned is that Mackinac Island has a state park that is basically covers 50% of that island. So gorgeous to just go check out and see.
And escape the heat, y'all. Okay,
Absolutely.
Marika, I cannot wait to hear about your upcoming trips. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
All right, read all of their online articles and learn more about what they offer by visiting TexasLifestyleMag.com. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Welcome back, everybody. Aren't these precious puppies? Oh my goodness, I can't wait to talk about them. If you've ever been to an Austin FC match, you know to look out for the honorary mascots at the home matches. These adoptable dogs meet and greet all the fans, and today we have a special preview. Our friend Susie Chase with Austin Pets Alive is here to introduce us to some of the upcoming mascots of the match, a brother and sister pair, and look at how precious they are. Susie, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, introduce us to this little girl and boy pair.
Yes, thank you so much. So this is Semper Fi that you're holding. Oh. She is about 8 weeks old, and we think that she's a black lab mix. Her mom, Pantera, came to us from Austin Animal Center and had 8 very healthy puppies, including Ura, this sweet boy that I'm holding. And so all of the puppies are in foster homes. The mom is in a foster home. I think they'll all be available for adoption tomorrow, with the exception of these 2 who won't be available for adoption until Sunday.
You're holding on to them.
Right. Oh. That's right. And they're just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so you said Mama's perfect.
Yes.
She's about 50 pounds.
Yes.
We don't know too much about Daddy, but these will probably end up being bigger pups.
So I think they'll be maybe around the 50-pound range, but we just never know. We have a lot of people who will come back to us and say, well, I did a DNA test on this puppy that I adopted from you all, and as it turns out, it's a beagle mix. But these 2 are just lovely. They met some of the Austin FC players last week.
And you thought it was just going to be players. And this is really important because you make sure that they get socialized appropriately so they don't freak out with the crowd. So it was more than the players, turns out.
It was coaches right there. You see the head coach and the strength and conditioning coach. It was the Austin FC 2 team. It was everyone, and these puppies were perfect.
Oh, so they're going to make really great mascots. Yes. I think it's important that we talk about the fact that we've got Semper Fi and Ura with us, because there's a reason that they have what we could call marine style names.
Yes. So this year is the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. And so we named these 2 puppies in honor of the active duty and retired and just all of the Marines who have served our country so bravely. And some of them will be escorting these puppies at Sunday's Austin FC match.
Well, that's so exciting. This little puppy just discovered my earring, by the way, guys. Nice little chew toy for her. How can we see these puppies again before the match? And then how would we adopt them after Sunday when I mean, they're going to go quick. But
I hope so. Yeah. So tomorrow I'm taking some of the puppies from this litter to the state capitol. So we're going to participate in a puppy paws and making laws puppy snuggling event, and then it'll be on the south steps of the state capitol tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 11:30. And then people can always go on our website, austinpetsalive.org, and whenever they're ready to meet the puppies or adopt them, if they don't get a chance to see them during Sunday's match, they can go ahead and just email adopt@austinpetsalive.org. And anyone who's interested in fostering any of the puppies in our care, or mom dogs, or even the pregnant moms or mom-to-bees and their puppies, they can just email foster@austinpetsalive.org.
I know fostering is so important because it gets them out of that slightly stressful environment of being at the shelter. I know you guys are doing the best you can, but the truth is dogs do really well in a home, don't they?
They do. Yeah. And especially the dogs that have had medical procedures, they just heal better when they're in homes. So we want to make sure that every puppy and every dog and every kitten and every cat gets a chance to be in a home.
I'm glad you brought up kittens, because here we are, my friend. Kitten season is coming.
Yes, it is. And so we'll probably take in about 1,000 kittens this year. So if anyone is interested in being a neonatal foster, they can go to our website and they can just click on foster on the top bar of our website and find out how to help out those neonatal kittens that need so much care.
Lovely. Well, I also want to make a note of the fact that you actually don't have to be in a situation where you can take care of a pup at all, or a kitten. We can still support you through your thrift stores, for example.
Yes, we have 5 locations. We're in Round Rock, Pflugerville, and 3 locations in Austin. The Burnett location's my favorite. And so you can drop off clothing, books, housewares, and the proceeds from other people purchasing those things will go to help the animals in our care. And then, of course, you can go shopping at any of these thrift stores, and it's just wonderful. You can get such great deals there.
This little pup has discovered that my makeup tastes good. They're smart little ones.
They
I tell
are.
you what, very curious little sweethearts.
Yes.
Oh, they are really, really cute. Okay, so we want to make sure that we get tickets to that game. It's coming up on Sunday, right?
Yes, Sunday at the Q2 Stadium. Starts at 3 o'clock. We'll probably be there around 1:30. And we usually set up around section 135. So for any of the fans who are going to be there, please stop by and meet Semper Fi and Ura.
Oh, you're going to be lucky if you get them home without me taking them today, Susie. They are precious, and thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Of course, guys, these puppies need a good home. If you think you could be a fit for your family, inquire about adopting today by heading to austinpetsalive.org. Don't miss them as well at the next Austin FC match on Sunday.
Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career.